and just say, here we are. We're live. So, Max, would you like to start us out with the things that you were going to do for your introduction?
Yeah, well, hello everyone, Kia ora. Greetings from New Zealand, Wellington, Aotearoa. Just very pleased that we can take part in this event from here, and I also would like to introduce some of the filmmakers that are in the room, the crew, the filmmaking crew from the short film Maya. If you guys wanna, everyone slowly come to the front. That would be like our introduction. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello everyone.
Okay.
So are you saying you want the panelists here in the Hangout to introduce themselves, or are you talking about the people that are actually in your physical room?
Yeah, why not? That would be great.
In the panel. Okay, so why don't we start, Alex? Could you explain or tell everybody who you are and what you do, please?
Yeah, I'm Alex Kamer. I live in Los Angeles, California, and I created the stop-motion film The Well.
Okay. And then, you know what, Max, while we're doing the introductions from here, I'm going to mute you so that we don't get the echo back, and then I'll unmute you, or do you know how to unmute yourself?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, so let me mute you while we're doing okay, good, you're muted. All right, so Alex, one more time, just so we don't get that nasty echo, please.
Yeah, I'm Alex Kamer. I'm in Los Angeles, California. I created The Well, the stop-motion animated short, and I work at a studio called Stupid Buddy Studios, and we do stop-motion animation, and I'm currently the animation director on a show called Robot Chicken.
Great, thanks. And Declan, I think that's how you pronounce it. Please help me if I didn't get it right. Okay.
No, that's good. I'm Declan Deneen. I made the short Spirits of the Past, which is the one that was all made within a Google Hangout. I'm in Glasgow in Scotland, and I'm currently studying a master's degree.
Fantastic. And Jennifer, please let everybody know what you're here for, what you're doing.
Hello, I was part of the filmmaking crew who did American Sock, and it's the sock puppet one. So everyone got a good look at a little too much of a sock. That was thanks to me and my friends at Tallgrass Pictures. We're a production company based in San Diego, and we do commercial productions, but we do narrative work on the side, and that was one of our gems that we wanted to submit out there because we thought it was pretty funny.
Fantastic. And now I'm going to jump over to Scott. Scott, you're on.
Hi, yeah. I did the film Frames of Reference. It was the second to last one, kind of short little drama piece. I'm a recent graduate from UCSC, and I'm currently managing the UCSC TV station, / the broadcast advisor for the students there. So it's a lot of exciting stuff, and I'm excited to be working on some personal projects as well.
Fantastic. And just to stick me in there for just a moment, my name's Ronnie Bincer. I do Hangouts. I teach people how to use them. I'm known as the Hangout Helper. And my goal here is to make this thing run as efficiently as we can. Even though we're not doing it the normal way, it's a cool option. I'm making a recording, and we're going to make this work out. So, Max, you're back on. So if you want to hit your, looks like there you are. You're on.
Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Yeah, maybe I should sort of just very briefly introduce myself. My name is Max from Massey University in the School of Design. I'm a filmmaker myself, and I had the great pleasure to work with the production crew for Maya, which I would like to introduce you now. We've got the director, and we've got the producer, and we've got, come on. So just
hi guys.
Hey there.
My name is Bryn. I directed my first time directing a film with more conventional narrative. I've only done skateboarding videos in the past, so I'm just a third-year undergraduate student, and that was my first experience.
Great. Hey, and Max, I have a quick question for you.
Yep.
You have probably a blue box around something that's on that thumbnail. If you click on that blue box again, it'll turn off the blue box, and then it'll just switch the camera based on who's talking. Do you see a blue box down on the bottom of the thumbnails?
Blue box. Blue
Do
box.
any of those thumbnails, like mine, have a box around it? No?
Blue box, yeah.
There
So
you
switch
go.
it now.
Perfect.
Oh,
Now,
perfect.
based on
Wonderful.
who's talking, will actually show up on screen.
Okay.
All right, so give us a heads up on who's next.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I was the producer for Maya. I am just coming on to my 4th year at Massey University, and that's pretty much it, yeah.
Great.
I'm Joel. I was the cinematographer, art direction kind of thing, I guess. And yeah, I'm in the same boat as these two. Just finished 3rd year, going to 4th year, and it was pretty much probably one of the first goes at actually a traditional narrative thing I've received. And yeah, but we've got some personal projects in the works too, Joel and I. So we're working together outside of university as well.
Great. Fantastic.
We should sort of just very briefly also acknowledge some other people that have sort of been part of the production. So you saw the full credit list, but also one person that stood out in there is Jeremy, who wrote the script for us. So also he can't be with us tonight, but you know, if there's a broadcast later on, just use the opportunity to say thanks very much for Jeremy to providing the script for us. And I maybe can just sort of say that we had also a very tight turnaround. So the whole film was produced within 12 weeks, which I think is quite good.
Yeah. So there's been a couple more people that have joined our film strip. So Max, I'm going to mute you one more time, or you can mute yourself, and then I'll let them introduce themselves. The main reason for the
Introduce myself one more time.
I said there's a couple more people have joined us recently in the film strip area. I want to let them introduce themselves.
Okay.
So I'm going to mute you, and then you're going to need to unmute yourself when we're ready.
Wonderful.
Okay. Jeffrey, you recently joined us and hadn't had opportunity to introduce yourself. Please do so.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeffrey Brown. We're dialing in from San Diego, and so I see that we got Jenny Atlas on here, and also Stowe Strauss from American Stock. Hey guys, what's up?
What's happening?
And is it Stowe? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Stowe, please tell us who you are and what you've got going on.
I'm Stowe Strauss. I was in the film American Sock, and believe it or not, I'm in Culver City in Los Angeles, and I ran into this guy at this bar. He was also a part of the movie American Sock, so we're really excited to, just be here chatting.
That's fantastic. And just so everybody knows, you're on mobile right now, looks like.
Yeah, I'm on mobile, yeah.
Fantastic. All right. So
Who'd you run into, Stowe?
Hold on, let me get him. Bob.
You ran into Bob, apparently.
All right, here he is. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, what's up,
How you guys
dude?
doing? It's been a long time.
Hey, the star of our show, man. He's decided to show up.
Okay, so all right, sorry, I'm like a few deep, so I apologize. But hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, Bob. Good to see you.
Hey, you too.
All right, so let's bring it back to Max. And Max, were there questions that you had from you guys that were watching out there for the panel members here?
So I'll just ask our audience and then repeat the question. If anyone has a comment, observation, question.
Is it about the sock specifically?
Or any? about any film, eh?
Yeah.
Do you guys want for a question?
Which was the one with the guy on the beach?
The second to last one.
Yeah, what was
Yeah,
that called?
That was Frames of Reference. That was my film.
That was amazing. That was my
Yeah,
favorite.
really like that. Thank you.
Nailed it.
Thank you. Yeah, it was fun to work on, and I don't like really working with dialogue.
Yeah.
So it was all about the sound design on that.
How long was the process for that? Like, how long were you shooting?
I had 10 weeks to shoot and create everything. I probably did it in 7, from start to finish. but sorry, kind of cut out there. But yeah, it took about 7 weeks. I probably shot for about 4 weeks, and then eventually probably doing sound design and editing for the last 3, with some pickup shots actually the day before it was due. So.
Hey Max,
So
I was taking over the controls for you, so I'll do the muting and unmuting on your end. That way I can take care of it. You don't have to do a thing.
That sounds good to me if you take control.
You bet. You bet. So other questions for the panel members? Or comments?
I've got more questions on the frames of reference. I was wondering, is that like a personal, you said it's a personal project on top of managing the television station, so is that something that you come up with the idea for, and like do you work with, like how big's your kind of crew you've been working with for that, and how did that come about?
So for that film, that was a personal project on when I was actually a student there, and it was my senior exit film for the production concentration. With the TV station, my role there, I was one of the student leaders for one of the organizations, and now I'm one of the advisors. So I deal more with issues that they want to talk about First Amendment wise, because we operate as a nonprofit entity and not as an educational department. But for the crew, for that was a lot of me jumping into the water, freezing cold in Santa Cruz, and a lot of me sticking my head out a car and trying to get the shots that I need to work. So a lot of it was with the motto, anything for the shot, and putting yourself in that way. And it was a lot of fun, and I'm really proud of how it came out.
All right, you guys are back on in New Zealand. Feel free to comment or ask another question.
Anybody else?
I'd like to comment on, I think, the audio I'm personally struggling with at the moment, just learning all the ropes of all of that. And I thought the audio and all of them was really, really top notch. It's like, how do you get there? But yeah, good.
So from a panel member here, is there any tips on audio that you'd like to share that you think, I know it's kind of a big generic question, but is there something that you might say your Zen concept of this is what makes audio work?
Well, if there's any way to get a hold of a pro audio guy or to dedicate somebody to it, that way you can capture good audio while you're shooting and not have to go back and ADR it. You'll be miles ahead. So, it's something that a lot of filmmakers, may forget about, or directors not putting as much emphasis on as maybe, the performance or the lighting or the angles or whatever, or the camera work. But, it's, as you see those films where it really works, it's a super important part, and if you can get it done right, while you're on set, man, you're so far ahead.
Let me add a question or a comment I've thought and heard a lot about, and I'd like your feedback on it. I've been told not only should you get good audio of the action and the dialogue, but actually you should get room noise audio, or the set, nothing going on except the normal sounds around what's there, so you can use that to bring that in. Is that something that you guys would agree with?
100%.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. After every location, you want to collect what's called room tone. So your audio guy, you should just call it right when you wrap the scene, just before everyone moves on.
Cool.
Yeah, a rule of mine is I always collect at least 2 minutes to 3 minutes of location tone or room tone of wherever I am, if it's the beach, if it's in a room, if anything, just so you have something to cut away from, because hearing a buzz versus silence is very noticeable, and yeah, it's one of the things that just helps your film progress if it's a little bit smoother and there's at least dissolves on some level of little tiny things that ease that in and out some of the sound effects.
And imagine if you don't think about it, it's not the most obvious thing that you needed to take some sound of nothing, right?
Yeah. For sure. Well, and if you really sit and think about it a minute, it's not actually nothing, and a good post-production person can take the room tone with the buzz of the you know, fluorescent light or whatever, and actually subtract that right out of your talent's performances.
Great. Hey, so you guys in New Zealand, if there's other questions you have, go ahead and wave your hands drastically so I'll know that. All right, you got one. Go for it, Max.
Okay, I was pressing the mute button. All right. Yeah, maybe a bit of a geeky question, but I've seen some great cinematography in all the different projects, and just so it might be a great opportunity to ask what type of cameras were used in the different productions, and what the greatest experience with the different cameras was. Because these days it's quite amazing time where you can, you know, shoot from what I'm holding in my hand, the cell phone or mobile phone, to like, you know, we used an F3. So we had like focus pullers, and we had sort of, you know, quite great experience working with 3 different mounted lenses on the camera. But I've seen some DSLR cinematography being used in some of the projects. Then I'd say some other sort of standard HD cams, but just sort of a bigger opportunity to just quickly ask what camera you guys were using and what your experience with that was.
Anybody want to hop in first?
I'll hop in. I've been using a Canon 60D for all of my projects that I've been using, both in my undergraduate studies and post-undergraduate studies. I've also used a GoPro, and I've used an FS100, Sony FS100, but the versatility with the Canon 60D, I got a nice little makeshift water casing from my friend for $100 and a DSLR car mount, and I think for me it was the most versatile in the type of shots I wanted to get, with the ease of control of the image, which was for me, in my style of filmmaking, of a lot of running around and kind of guerrilla style, worked really well. So yeah, 60D.
Okay, who else in the film strip wants to make a comment? Or Max, it looks like Max in New Zealand has a question. Go ahead, you guys.
Oh, just in regards to the DSLR, how are you capturing your audio with that?
So I have an external audio recorder, the Tascam DR100 Mark II, and also the DSLR picks up some nice audio, or decent enough audio that I'm able to work around, especially for at least frames of reference was a lot of audio filters and a lot of layering. So the ocean sounds came directly from the DSLR itself, which was nice.
Yeah, we're shooting on mostly Red Epic.
All right, cool. So someone else from the film strip here want to jump in and tell us what you've been shooting on?
Well, I shot on. Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. I can be quick on this because I had done a short film earlier last year, and it was great, but it took a long time. I think we shot on the Canon 5D. And then the film that was in the festival today was just an experiment. I wanted to see if I could make a film with no crew, no equipment, nothing. So we did the whole thing just exactly as we're doing this now. We did it all on Google Hangout. I had 6 actors around the country, around the UK, and we all just shot it together in about a week. So there's always that option too. There's a lot of awesome technology you can just play around with. If you have an idea, it's just great to just use the tech available to just try it out.
Now, I'm being a Hangout nerd, I'm curious, how did that work out? How do you think it worked out as far as being able to match and move from one person's camera to the other?
It was okay because you can. I'm not sure they seem to have changed it all now, but there was I could be part of that Hangout as a hidden member, so I would be able to control where the focus was and which person the focus was, but I don't show up then in the final film. So I was able to.
Pretty cool. I must say this is our first hangout, at least my first hangout. So I'm stoked to be here. Thanks for inviting us.
Sure.
I may have lost some people here. Stuff seems kind of frozen. Oh, there you are. You're back. It's I wonder where's everyone calling in from or hanging out in from? Where's everybody at right now?
Well, I'm here from Colorado Springs, Colorado.
I'm in Los Angeles.
LA, cool.
Yeah, LA, what's up?
I'm in Santa Cruz, California right now. Originally from San Diego.
Oh, nice. One of the true, man, the locals.
Yeah.
And Max.
And we've got New Zealand in the house as well. So kia ora.
Hey, shouts out New Zealand. So Bob, I was wondering, Bob, what's it like acting with Stowe and Angela?
You know, they're both professionals. They know exactly what they're doing. They're both incredibly attractive and young. And if they keep pushing, they'll make it to the top, just like me. So tell them to keep going.
Nice, man.
All right, so anyone else want to talk about cameras, or we moved on to other topics? Cameras? Anyone? Bueller? No? All right, Max, how about you guys out there? Do you have other comments or other questions you'd like to ask of the panel here?
So ask how long
The one that was shot on Google Hangout.
Yeah.
How long did they work on the script for?
How long the script was?
How long did they work on
on the script?
How long they worked on the script?
Yeah.
So just to repeat the question, which was from one of my colleagues here at Massey University in the English school, Radha, and she asked how long they wrote on the script and how then, once they had the script, how long they worked on the production.
The Google.
The Google Plus Hangout, yeah. Sorry.
Okay. I probably spent about a month, I guess, writing it, and I wrote it to the specifications of what we were doing. I knew that we were only going to have the one take, and I knew it was the hardest part was building the contrivance as to why these people would all be sat together on a hangout. And once I had the idea that it was old friends kind of trying to piece together a relationship, I roughed out a drafted very quickly, but it wasn't dramatic enough. So then I just thought I'll throw in a horror element, because that'd be a cool thing to do, to have a bunch of people on the internet doing a séance over Hangout. And then once the actors got involved, probably a week or two of rewriting, about a month altogether, and we changed a lot on the fly depending on the pacing of it, because it was all one take essentially.
How many one takes did you have?
Far too many, an embarrassing amount of one takes. Probably about 20. Probably about 20. But the good thing is that they're all saved. Like every time we did it, it would immediately save to YouTube. So I've got a really cool kind of archive of various rehearsals that we all did. Some horrendously embarrassing, awful things, but it's very funny.
Okay, nice. So Alex, you had a question. You were going to bring up a point about your camera, I believe.
Oh, not so much about the camera, but mine was shot. It was a 70D Canon, but mine was animated, so it was still pictures that were taken, shot through a software called Dragon, which is what the industry uses to shoot stop motion animation.
All right, cool. I wonder if Bob would ever get involved with stop motion.
I've dabbled, but you know what? Acting is my passion, and I got to stick with that. So I'm just gonna stay in front of the scenes.
You're going to stay more in the real world, maybe?
Oh yeah, there's nothing better.
Okay. All right. Anyone else in the film strip want to talk about equipment or methods that you used that you thought were interesting or challenging?
I think I would like to echo, I believe it was Jeff, who was saying if you get, as long as you get the sound on set, the action, and you you focus on getting clean, good sound, your life is much, much easier in post-production. And I think there's a lot of, especially early on, there's a lot of, we'll fix it in post. And that, especially with sound, and I think a lot of filmmakers overlook sound. I would almost consider it 60% sound, 40% visuals to get your video where you want it, so maybe even higher. So for people who want to work on sound, it is something that is serious that you need to, work on. So yeah, just get in the beginning. It's a lot easier.
And what's kind of funny with that is when I teach people how to use this tool we're in, the Hangouts tool, I tell them that if their sound's good, everyone else will forgive a lot of other stuff. But if the sound's bad, it's just really hard to make it work.
Well, and in my case, there's no recording sound, so all the sound is added after the fact. And, particularly with something like animation, like doing really good Foley and paying attention to the sound design, it brings it to life much more than it is without it. So I would definitely agree with what you said. The sound design is just as much a storytelling tool as the cinematography.
Cool. All right, how about New Zealand? One more thing out there. We're getting close to our end time. Is there anything else you wanted to bring into the focus here?
Do you have, if in terms of getting into making your own films, I don't know, do you have any advice for budding filmographers, directors?
Yeah, get out there and shoot something, man. You've got an iPhone in your pocket, I bet. So you've got all the technology you need right there.
Yeah, it's literally you're going to be the one working as hard for something that you want to be a part of. And so you need, exactly like Jeff said, get out there, shoot something. You have to get through the bad movies to get to your good movies. So practice, practice, practice. If you have a camera, I had a camera once where I wanted to shoot something. I had shoulder surgery, couldn't do anything for a while. I eventually plugged in my camera. It was like a handy cam. And I couldn't shoot because it was charging, so I decided to shoot within the 5 feet of the cord that I could do within my room and made a story like that. Not my best story, but I was making a story nonetheless and moving forward with what I wanted to do. So, personal stories. Take from personal experience. Don't go too crazy with things that you're not too aware of. Do some research. Take from your personal experience. Yeah.
Yeah, my advice is to do it one way or the other, because if you don't, you'll regret not doing it, and do what comes natural to you, which I think is similar to personal experience, but do what comes to you and what you like. And if you like what you're doing, chances are someone else will like it.
Hey Jenny, you want to talk about producing a project with that mixed live action and puppetry, and what drew you to it?
Well, yeah, I was drawn to it. First and foremost from the script. I'm actually the script reader, and so I found it and then produced American Sock. And so, I'm always driven to, a good story, keep writing. Especially if you want to get into filmmaking, just write about anything that you know, and then you can go, like for example, when you had your shoulder surgery and couldn't go and produce, you could always sit and write. And so once you're good to go out there again, you always have material that you can go out and shoot. And also keep doing things like this where you're in a group of filmmakers and people who share the same passion. I think you're already in a good start by just being in a film community. I think it's going to put you in a good place to continue growing and continue developing your art form by just talking and meeting with other filmmakers and seeing what works for them. So, for both questions, have a good story and then stay with a group of filmmakers who share the passion.
Yeah, there's another thing I would say is that that I really took away from some of the filmmakers I've worked with is simple stories, complex characters. That really, if you get down to your characters, and if you have a character-driven story, allowing them to move in a space that is not too complex, but allows them to develop as characters is something that I look forward to. But also challenge yourself with stuff that you can do. You have limitations, know your limitations, but push those boundaries. And if there's something you want to do, just get out there and do it and try it. Try the different styles and different experiments you can with different shots. So yeah.
For sure. Let's all meet Bob. Let's all meet Bob down at the bar. Shots on Bob.
Hold on, sorry, say that again. I was
We're in
unmuting
Culver
Max for a
City
second.
right now, so if you guys are down to hang out, we're
I said, let's all meet Bob in Culver City, man. Bob is buying us all shots.
yeah. I'm kind of pissed because Bob
Round on
already
Bob.
pulled more numbers than me.
Damn it, Bob.
All right, Max, I'm coming back to you. So you guys in New Zealand, you're on.
You're on.
Action.
Action.
Anything?
Yeah, I think. Just a few things that I wanted to say as well. Muted. I was legitimately scared during the Google group group hangout. Very scared, which was really, really good. Yeah. And the
It was just a guy
characterization yeah, it was really, really good. And characterization of the movie The Well was really, really cool as well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, and good advice. Yeah, awesome.
Fantastic. Okay.
Okay.
Let's wrap this up. And thank you everybody for being part of the panel as well as the festival. And I don't know all the schedules and everything for the next one, so I'm expecting that you already are watching or you know what those are coming up. And thanks for bearing with us with our ad hoc method of recording what we got going on. But Max, it looks like you have something else you want to add to it.
Yeah, I just wanted to really say another thanks again another thank you from the audience. Thank you to the film festival to setting it up, and it's a really great way for us to connect with you guys out there in the world. And I think what our colleague said about being in the right film community is a key thing, and I think it was very inspirational for us to see and hear some inside tips what was important for you. So very much looking forward to sort of see the recording as well. I think that could be like a great tool to use as well. And yeah, thanks very much for also sort of giving the opportunity for us to show our film Maya, which I think the crew produced did some really great work there. So just, yeah, an extended thanks again, and we'd be keen to take part in the future again because it's a really nice initiative that we'd like to support.
Fantastic. All right, guys, so I'm going to end the broadcast. Actually, it's not even a broadcast. I'm going to end the recording, and you guys can hang around a little bit longer if you want to, but I'm going to start processing the video and get that up to Adam so he can add it to the whole mix of everything. Thanks, everyone, for being part of it.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
All right. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen.